Brown-Sequard's experiments. Berthold's work, like Bordeaux's, was given little attention and was practically unknown until the subject was brought before the world's attention by the remarkable experiments in rejuvenation performed in 1889 by the great physiologist Brown-Sequard. Brown-Sequard based his experiments on the theory that senility is a condition primarily caused by an exhaustion of the sex glands and by a diminution in the amount of secretions which they send into the blood. And he believed that, if it were possible to supply the blood of an old man with these missing chemicals, youth might be regained. He explains his theory as follows, quote, "The idea which guided me in these experiments was that the weakness of old age depends on the diminution in the activity of the sex glands. I believed, and still believe, that the facts which I have published prove that the vigour of the nervous centres, and of other portions of the organism, is bound up with the swiftness of the testicular secretion process." Brown-Sequard proved his theory by a remarkable experiment which he performed upon himself. At that time he was 71 years old, feeble in health, and was daily losing his grip on life. Preparing an extract made from a dog's testicle, he injected this into his leg. Within 24 hours after the injection, a marked change took place, due to what he called the dynamogenic, or energizing effect of the testicular secretion. Body and brain became charged with new powers, for while previously, when working in his laboratory, he was compelled to sit down every few minutes to rest, now he could work for hours at a time without getting tired. While before he had to creep up the stairs, clinging to the railing, now he could run up and down with the sprightliness of a young man. His bicep muscles registered, by the dynamometer, an increase in strength of 25%. There was also a marked increase in mental ability. Brown-Sequard describes the results of his experiment as follows, quote, "Nervous activity has been increased in every way. Muscular strength has become much more considerable than in the past. The intestinal and vesical contractions have taken on a vigour which they have not had in a long time. Ability to do intellectual work has been greatly increased. I have discovered, following these injections, how one regains youth." Unquote. Though Brown-Sequard was ridiculed and not taken seriously by the conservative physiologists of his day, subsequent researchers have verified his conclusions. Zoff and Pregel, by dynamometric tests, found that injections of testicular extracts lessen fatigue and increase the vitality of the muscular and nervous systems. Stanley observed great improvement in over 300 cases, which were treated with spermatic injections. These included nervous diseases of various kinds, cases of defective vision, and senility. Guazet reports having cured 100 different diseases by such injections. These included chorea, St. Vitus's dance, epilepsy, debility, hysteria, leprosy, neurasthenia, paralysis, etc., using extracts from guinea pigs, goats, horses, bulls, hares, monkeys, rams, cats, and in one case, human testicular secretion. Concerning this latter experiment by Dr. Guazet, Dr. Guthrie, Regeneration, writes, quote, "But if the human sperma is as good, if not better, why should not each man preserve his own, instead of wasting this and then procuring other by repulsive and brutal means? Why should man inject into himself the testicular secretions of animals when he could preserve his own and keep his body continually at the highest point of vitality? In view of this, it would not be too much to say that if a man were absolutely continent, he would be free from all disease, and more or less so in proportion as he was not quite continent." Lorand repeated Brown-Sequard's experiment, and noted a decided increase in muscular and mental powers after injection of testicular extract from a pig. Subsequent studies along this line have however shown that the effects of the Brown-Sequard elixir, as his testicular extract is called, are only temporary, and disappear as soon as the injected fluid is utilized. Losel has moreover proven that such extracts are liable to have toxic effects, and may cause death due to decomposition of their albumin. The use of organic extracts has therefore been abandoned as a scientific method of rejuvenation.